I'm be completely honest with you, and I ain't saying this to nobody else. I don't care what nobody think, cause I am who I am. If Terrevus cheat on me, I ain't leaving him. I'm being honest, cause a lot of women be like, "If that nigga, I'm not leaving my husband. I'm not finna give you somebody that I've been sitting up here raising myself. As long as he's still doing what he's supposed to do, taking care of these bills and helping me raise these children, I'm pray about this shit, but I ain't leaving him. Don't get no baby doing it. Right. And I'm not gonna cheat because I just don't desire it.
This is not you.
I'm gonna have to turn my social media off. Them DMs and be popping now. Yeah.
What's up? This is the ChoppedByT Podcast, where we get real, raw conversations. I am your host, T, and to the very far right of me, we got my brother, my dear brother, the Honorable Roscoe.
What up, what up, what up?
In the middle, man, we got two special guests, Mr. and Mrs. Green. So what's up, y'all?
What's going on?
We're glad to have y'all here. I want y'all to drop some gems today, because this, y'all on the episode with, I ain't speaking for now and present, right? But it's been times when Roscoe done his cheating. You know what I mean? He done a lot of cheating. Demo too. I'm the only one perfect.
It's like a goddamn lie. I remember in high school, I was like,
wow, wait.
I'm like, damn, bro. I cheated on my girl. Should I tell her? Hell no, nigga. Deny. Till you die.
That was my saying. Don't never tell it on yourself. You cannot tell it on yourself. So it's clear that we toxic. And y'all have made the I guess I'll say the ultimate step. Demo is actually engaged. Congratulations to Demo, my brother.
Congratulations.
But y'all have made like the ultimate step, which is marriage. How long y'all been married now?
7 years.
7 years. Y'all about locked in.
It's
now,
almost a decade.
So, almost.
A lot of investment. It's a lot of investment time right there.
Yeah. 7 years. So y'all done went ahead and made that step. So y'all would be the ideal people to give us toxic brothers some game. I forgot Demo ain't got a mic. Damn. Look at you.
Damn. Micless.
This would have been perfect. But
You get alley hoop.
yeah, right. But either way though, man, this would be the time for y'all to give us some game and everything. Marriage. I guess my question that I want to ask is how do you sustain something like that? I know that's a broad question, but how do you sustain that level of love and attention and all of that for so long? 'Cause 7 years is a long time for me.
I ain't gonna tell no story. I almost got a divorce 6 times
Six
out
of
of them 7 years. But what has sustained us is, I think, I would just say God, because I've spent so many times on my knees praying for God to help me. If it's me, show me me. Because sometimes what's hard with us is seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so I had to take a step back and stop seeing what Terrevus was doing and seeing what I was doing. So I think prayer, and I'm just being honest, God has sustained us. And I think keeping folks out of my business has sustained us, because when I'm mad at him and I tell my mama, when I get back good with him, my mama still
mad at him, yeah.
And, man, that just brings a whole bunch of drama. But that's what I think. What you think, boo?
Well, I think that, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to anything in your life, man, it's about keeping people out your business because they alter your thinking. And like, you can forgive somebody, but if somebody tells you to forgive them, you never know if you're doing it out of, you know what I'm saying, a genuine sense. And you always have that backlash like, well, if I did this, that, and this. But if it's always true to you, you're always scaling things back, and you know what I'm saying, searching the inner part of you that knows everything, because we are attached to the universe. You know what I'm saying? You can give a better essence towards your marriage, and you be like, all right, I was tripping. You know You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as bad as it seemed. And then now y'all can parlay. You know what I'm saying? Can move on. But when you get other people into it, you got all these side voices and you never know how you feeling. And all of a sudden you start feeling crazy in the head.
Yeah. By taking that approach, you can ultimately get rid of ego as well. Because that's a big part of it.
Right.
I know a little something.
Yeah. Because me, typically, you know what I'm saying, how my mind works, I'm always right. Mm-hmm. But if I check myself, if I have time to dial back and ponder on, you know what I'm saying, an argument or just a situation in general, I can come back and be like, well, it wasn't that serious to be that mad about.
Yeah. A lot of things, like when it comes to like relationships, period, marriage, you know, girlfriend, boyfriend, like you gotta know, you gotta pick and choose your battles. Like certain things to acknowledge and certain things like I ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? We can make it through that. You know, like let's not put too much emphasis on that. Or why was I mad about that? Like I told T the other night, I got mad about some shit. I said, yeah, I was being a bitch ass nigga.
What was it about, though?
What was it about?
If you don't say it, I'm going to say it. So.
You want me to say it, bro? Golly. So, okay. All right. Yeah, because it's marriage. Y'all been married 7 years.
They've been married, brother. Come
So,
on now. Give it to them.
It came upon, it was at nighttime. I want some ass, right? She got the trip. I'm like, man, we've been talking about doing this shit all day. Like, what's up? So she told me why she didn't want to do it. Instead of me, you know, handling it like a man, I did some bitch ass shit like sit down, like toned out, like not talk to her no more for the rest of the night. Like, you know, and I told T, I was like, man, I was on some bitch ass shit. Like I shouldn't have handled her like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not how you handle somebody you love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's hard because it's a lot of things working in that moment. It's ego one. That's one thing that's working. You thinking, I'm me. Why can't she, you know, I can do this with this woman, I can do that. You know, that's one of the things working in that moment, and it's also just you know, you playing with what you want too. You know.
Yeah, you don't know what kind of day that woman had. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when you stressed out, you ain't thinking about sex.
Right.
I mean, I remember we was at an R. Kelly concert. R. Kelly was sounding so good. I was like, baby, when we get home, we going to do this. So when I get home, he was still up. I was like, damn, he's still up.
Yeah, sign off on that promise, man.
I've been waiting on this all day.
Yeah,
What's that shit she was talking about?
I had argued with my friends on the way home.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
Yeah, so I wasn't thinking about sex no more, but he still was. I was like, damn. But I'm just saying, you never know what kind of day they have. So
That's true.
ask her what's going on with her next time.
I maybe should have did that,
Yeah.
I was just pissed, you know. I was full of ego. Like, man, if I was single, I'd have 5 bitches in rotation right now. I wouldn't have to worry about this dumbass shit.
But that's the problem, though, you know what I'm saying? We don't continue to approach our relationships like we're single. All right, it's me and the partner of mine were talking the other day. You seem like you get more when you're not expecting to have it. You know what I'm saying? Say, for instance, you go chill with a new chick. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to figure it out. You're not planning on doing anything by the end of the night. But all of a sudden, you getting that and more. But when you approach a chick and then you think that you finna get something, you never get it. But if you approach your lady, like, you know what I'm saying, every day you're not expecting to get it. So when she comes through the door, you're trying to have fun. And then y'all interacting with one another, whatever was going on with it, maybe you done shielded it off. And then later on, throughout the night, y'all end up intertwining one another. Or she might not give it to you, but you still cool on it. But 9 times 10, though, you know what I'm saying? If you go that way, it'll lead to the positive effect.
Yeah, nah, I think that even with Roscoe's situation, I think it's always the most healthiest thing in that moment is that he was able to identify that. I think that's key a lot of the time, being able to identify something, you know what I mean? Being able to identify, you know, whatever going on in the moment and then moving accordingly from there.
Yeah.
Gotta be self-aware, man.
Yeah.
And even that's another thing I want to ask, like in regards to taking things into consideration, right? Even with your partner. I put it like this myself. I'm a person who I know everybody going through something, right? But I feel like I got a lot of shit going on. Mm-hmm. So by me having so much going on from my end, a lot of the times the expectation of me is to be like this manly man. And I often fall short of that because I got so many things going on. I'm almost broken in a sense. And to her, it's like, I want this. And by I want this, I want that, I want this. But to me, it's like, if I can even give you this much, that's like almost everything I got. Like, I'm really pouring like halfway into you right now. You know what I'm really pouring everything I have into you. And I know it's a drop and you expecting the cup, but this is all I have right now. Have y'all ever dealt with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It be situations where life just be weighing on you. And like, as a man, you try to be a warrior. You try to go through life like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not affected.
Right.
You ain't gonna see me sweat, but the whole time you sweating all inside.
Yeah.
Then you come to the crib, and this mother tripping about something very small. Like, man, it's taking everything I got just to perform at this little minute level.
I'm giving you everything.
Yeah, but I read a
more
book
do you
called
want from
The
me?
Way of Superior Man, and it said something that made sense to
I
me.
know the way of spirit, man.
You read it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you remember when it spoke on, like, your woman wants you to be inexhaustible. You know what I'm saying? She want to feel that masculine energy to where you're like, you know what I'm saying? You can not only conquer the world, but you can conquer her and do all these different things, and you still, you know what I'm saying, standing strong. And it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Because your marriage, your relationship between your significant other is to draw out the best in you. But, you know what I'm saying, a lot of us, I think it comes from, you know what I'm saying, the energy that we got from our moms. We wanted to be pacified in a way. So when somebody challenges us to grow that large, when we get offended. Like, man, how dare you ask this much of me? You know what I'm saying? The woman that, you know what I'm saying, that birthed me is not asking that much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually contributing to you, so you should be satisfied. How dare you ask that much? And that's where we get it wrong.
That used to be my whole thing. I used to tell women when I was younger, I was like, man, you want me to do all this for you and do this? If I go to jail today, you going to say, fuck me. My mama going to be right here. You know what I'm saying? She going to be in my corner the whole time. Like,
Bro said when he was younger, that was a year ago.
Hey, he was younger though. He was younger though.
That
He was
crazy.
Niggas just be lying
He's
on
trying
me,
to
bro.
act like he was fucking 18 or something. he was
lying.
28 when that happened.
Here we go, bro. The shit starts.
I'm just saying.
But that's the hindrance of mothers, though. You know what I'm saying? It's all good for when they're protecting us from the world and growing us up. But when we get grown, we don't. That blanket, it hinders us.
Yeah.
And a woman, you know what I'm saying, or your wife, she's the opposite of that.
How do you control your mama in that moment then?
I'll say it again.
How do you control your mama in that moment? Like, how do you put your mama in check? Because that's
Oh
hard.
man, hey, I'm trying to figure that out now.
It's a,
That was a real question.
The
The
best thing is for them to become friends, because once my mother and my wife became friends, I no longer had to worry. Now I'm like, you know what I'm saying, quit hanging out with her, because every time you spend time with my mama, you come back here trying to spend money. You're like, nah, you can't hang with my mama no more.
I think your mama though. I know my mama. She was good at realizing, like, you know, her boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knew her boundaries, how far to go and how not far to go. So she always like had that. So that helped me a lot.
Yeah, and that's the important thing for me, especially considering when my son get older and he start, you know, pursuing his relationship and the relationships and everything. I had to tell his mother, like, hey, you know, I see where you headed with him. Like, I'm telling you now, like, you gotta dial it back a little bit. We just gonna have to sit up and be that bystander. We can't micromanage and control. But it's so hard to be that way, to not be that way sometimes as a parent. Y'all know, y'all got babies.
Oh yeah, he fuss all the time. He's like, man, he a man. Stop
Yeah.
babying that boy.
But you just
He
can't
my
stop.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certain conversations you be trying to have. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. You know, that's not for women to talk to boys about. You finna make it weird. Yeah, like, nah.
He don't wanna hear that
that
from
You know
you.
what I'm saying? Yeah, nah.
How old are y'all babies, if you don't mind me asking?
12, 8, 4. 12, 8, 5, 1.
12, 8, 5, and 1. That 12-year-old.
Oh yeah, it's getting rough. It's getting rough.
They experience
Girls
all
are sweet when they're young. Like, you know what I'm saying? Between the age, I say about like 1 and 7, you be like, man, got a little girl, she's so sweet, this and this. But then they must start getting older, start feeling out, and then you start putting your mind into the mind of a young boy her age. Oh man.
Start thinking about the shit you used to do.
Yeah.
Nah, hell no.
That's why I don't want one.
I promise you, I was like the other day, I was like, man, my baby, like people going to get BBLs, boo. You gotta be, they going to get what my little girl get. And it's scary because you got sex pedophiles out there and everything, sex trafficking.
Man,
And now that I got her and she's old, I'm like, man, I would have rather had all boys. I'm just scared. You got to worry about your boys too, though, y'all.
Yeah, you just made my anxiety shoot through the roof. That sex pedophile thing, that sex trafficking and all of that. Like, if I could have one wish, anything in the world, that would be my first wish, to wish that away.
Eliminate that.
Eliminate that completely. Like, so it's just, that's why I asked, hey, how old is this a girl? That's tough. I'm sorry, brother.
It's rough.
I be trying to get her dressed like the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Man, them pants are too tight, man. You can have them a little bit baggy, man.
Throw this Nike jumpsuit.
Yeah, you gotta show all that. They be want to go swimming, like give her a t-shirt and some basketball shorts, man. Right? She good.
Yeah, I feel you. But even with them little boys, you gotta watch them too in a lot of ways.
That's right.
Yeah. My biggest fear probably with my baby is that I don't mind him going through the motions and getting hurt and learning, what he's supposed to learn. But my biggest fear probably with him is that, he'll be in a situation to where I don't like the idea of him being helpless though, or not equipped. You know what I mean? Right. I don't like the idea of him just. I know it's been times in my life because I didn't have the armor, you know what I mean, in them situations to protect myself from whatever this thing was in front of me, that I kind of like went into my shell. I was afraid, and I just remember that feeling of vulnerability, and I don't want my son to ever feel that.
Well, how I feel with boys, like, you know what I'm saying, you just organize, you know what I'm saying, control sequences. What they say, for instance, the baby boy, he sit there and fall and hurt himself. I'm gonna watch him, like, oh, you okay, you okay? So he knows it's okay to get hurt. And like, even in one, he done got in his head, if he fall off something, he'll wipe himself off, or it might whine a little bit, and he go right back to it. Because I done developed that controlled environment. Like, I'm not gonna let nothing get out too out of hand, and I always got you. But I'm not finna baby you neither. Right. So when he get older, it's gonna just grow with him, and then and he gonna just figure in his head that it's always gonna be all right.
Yeah, and you know what that is? That's you giving him the armor. I done had it. You understand what I'm saying? That's you giving him the armor.
It's different with guys.
You know what I mean?
Cause mama just
you gave him. I didn't have the armor though. So in that situation, exactly what you talking about. Like, if I were to fall, because falling and letting him do that can go to so many levels. Just falling and letting them get up. That ain't just about a pain thing. That's a mental thing as well. Yeah. I didn't have that mental thing because I just had my mom. And you know what she done when I fell.
Come on, my baby. It's all right.
So, but it's just something to consider, man. It's so, that's such a blessing for y'all babies to have both of y'all, though.
Yeah.
Really, that's such a blessing.
And see, I didn't have what you talking about either. I came from my daddy was locked up when I was little. So I had a mama. And then my mama had she married my stepdaddy. But it felt like, you know how you said you needed an armor? I needed that father figure.
Yeah.
And I remember, you guys, my dad got locked up, and then my mama and my stepdad, they broke up, and then he abandoned me too. So you carry those things, they affect you, because I feel like I was rejected, and then I accepted so much in previous relationships looking for a father. So it's just, it's crazy how our childhood affects our today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going somewhere else.
No, you can go there.
Listening to you, because I ain't never heard a man say that before.
And that's because a lot of men don't be in touch with themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I done all of that. I've done been one of the worst bad guys you could be. I can do all that. We can do all that extra shit, that whatever you want to call it, that street, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, all that bullshit. We can do that, or we can be realistic about our pain.
Right.
And we can express ourselves, and we can be men about this situation, because that route you taking is the easy route. Me and Roscoe talked about, or me, Roscoe, and Demo actually talked about on one of our last episodes, that having to spend time alone with yourself, that was some of the most roughest points for me, to spend time alone with myself and learn who I am and look into me. That's hard. You know what I mean? As opposed to just being out here being this pretending. Come on, bro. Who the fuck want to be this person that's, this super tough guy, killing shit, all this? Don't nobody want to be there. Not no man, not nobody want to be that.
not even realistic.
It's not logical. That's why they have shit like PTSD and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because you not meant to be that way.
That's right. That's why you gotta look in the mirror and you gotta see the good, the bad, and the ugly about you. I mean, you gotta be aware of yourself.
Evaluation.
Yes, you do.
I know that's important in the marriage, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I had to look at myself. My mouth, whoa. My mouth is deadly. I can make you feel this little with just this thing right here. And I had to realize that men want respect.
Yeah.
And I'm not respecting my husband, so he's not giving me the affection that I need. And so when I can control this, I can get what I want from him. But my mama told me, she said, baby, you got to be a woman of fewer words. And that right there, it's easier said than done. But I'm learning. I'm learning not to cut him. Why would I want to tear this man down that I want to build me up? So, yeah, you're right.
I was kind of like you. I was like,
Ooh, shit, give them hand clap.
yeah, give us some hand clap.
Give them, y'all can't hear them. We're clapping for you right now. Shout out to your mama for that one. That's a bar right there. A woman of fewer words. Girl, shut up. That woman tell mine. Not you, though. Not you. Not you. Like, be a woman of fewer words. Listen to that podcast.
I used to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause sometimes you deal with women like you said, how your mouth. But my thing was like I get to know women, right? So I know what gonna trigger you. So when you get to talking crazy to me, what you say to me might bother me for maybe a day. But what I say to you is gonna take you down through there. So I had to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be like this, go. It's really some girly ass shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely know where you coming from.
Not even girly. Let's not put that on the women.
Okay.
Let's say not necessarily girly. That's just like some fucked up shit.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
toxic people
Like some
do that
toxic,
shit.
manipulative
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be the worst type of motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, brother, what are we talking about? What's the date? What's the date? You gotta be specific because you saying
The past, nigga.
He's talking about used to be. We can't necessarily say used to be if it was yesterday though. Damn. I'm just saying. We just talked about how you just treated Pope Real the other day.
Oh my God,
I'm
bro.
just saying.
Listen, damn you, bro. I'm sick of this shit.
I'm just saying, brother. Like, I think it's important though, navigating through this thing with relationships. It's so difficult because we wake up every morning different. Not necessarily completely different, but with different views. It could be something that you went to sleep watching that just changed your whole perspective of everything in that moment. That's how fragile the human mind is. So because of that, it's when you got a whole nother human mind that you got to deal with and grow with, and you got a family where you share finances with, that shit can be like too much to handle sometimes.
Well, I think the problem is that, man, we don't learn each other. We don't learn ourselves before we get married. Yeah, that's true. Like, all right, all us from Hardeman County. Mm-hmm. When you were 7 years old, I guarantee you remember when you were 7 years old, man, where your girlfriend at? You got a girlfriend yet? Mm-hmm. You don't start talking to Gail. Like, nah, bro, let me find myself. Because really, you don't start knowing yourself until you're 30.
Yeah.
So how can you pick the right woman? How can you pick the right man if you don't even know who you are? So now, you know what I'm saying, all right, we pick people when we're in our 20s, some pick them earlier than that. All right, you growing. That person might either be growing far away from you or he might not be growing at all. And now you got to deal with these situations. All because you're trying to become a different person. And now here comes more static. And I think that streams from, you know what I'm saying, how we were raised. We were just raised to have boyfriend and girlfriends. So therefore, we develop all these scars and all these mishaps because we doing everything full time. It starts with self, become a whole individual. Now you can find somebody and be with that person. Yeah. But what we do, we take this stuff and we put it into this relationship, that relationship, that relationship, that relationship, and we just take it all through life. You know what I'm saying? We always have this little hitch on our back from all these scars because we did something that we weren't prepared to do.
My mama used to say when I had got with my high school sweetheart, she was like, "You got your whole life to be in a relationship. Like, why you want to do that right now?" And I didn't understand it. Right. And I did exactly what you said, like develop all those.
You should have kept it real with her.
I want some ad, Mom. Yeah. She did catch me sucking titties one time.
Oh,
she watched this too.
But he did actually have to, you know what I'm saying? He had to actually have to, zone into a whole relationship and commitment to do all that, though.
Yeah, no.
Roscoe ain't had no game for real.
I didn't, so I had to make women my girlfriend. I ain't no game at all. That's a real thing.
Oh, my stars.
I ain't had no game.
Let's go get game. I'll let that man lie to y'all.
No, I'm still thinking about his mama caught him.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
On the
so
couch.
Oh,
embarrassed.
y'all got. Oh yeah.
On the
that's
couch,
wild.
I'm there sucking the titty. She
Ooh,
called
man.
me.
What she do, Scott?
Told my daddy.
What he do?
He
Tell the
come,
truth.
through the house.
Big Scott.
We both in the kitchen. I'm just fixing my food. He looked at me. He said, "Scope." I said, "What?" You got caught sucking the titty.
That's me.
Oh, hell no.
Daddy gonna be mad about that.
Nah, I ain't gonna be mad either.
I'm going to be
He
made.
said, "Boy, you gonna learn."
You gotta be stuck. This all you gonna do. You gotta be stuck in that, man. You know your mama coming this time.
You know, but he did say, "Boy, don't be sucking no titties in this house, boy." Like, you know, because he had to like be a daddy too, and like, you know, like he don't condone that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like it's just the relationship me and him got. You know.
Yeah, he laughed with his partners about that for sure.
Yeah.
Suck some titties, boy. I'm telling you, man, that's me. Hey, listen. Nah, but I wonder though, just going back to what you said a minute ago, Teresa, in regards to just like knowing yourself when you're 30. I talk to people like who like older and still don't know themselves. Like when you say begin to know yourself, what you mean when you say that?
Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I always, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I grew up thinking I'm always right. So, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was aware about what's going on around me, man. I thought I had the world figured out, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and this, you know what I'm saying? Because I dabbled in not only to, like, you know what I'm saying, what's going on spiritual, but I like to figure out intellectual things also.
Right.
So I'm figuring like, yeah, I got it mapped out. This is life right here. But then it's something that switched when, you know what I'm saying, I got in my 30s, like, man, I thought I knew what I liked. I thought I knew what was going on, but I ain't know nothing. So I'm comparing myself to how would I handle those situations with this mindset I have now compared to back then. So, and then I noticed that, you know what I'm saying, some of the things that I was doing, some of the things that I was liking, it was environmental versus, you know what I'm saying, my actual desires. So once you feel like you know what your actual desires are, once you know what your actual desires are, you can pick somebody accordingly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't pick somebody off something that you liked in high school, and the real reason you liked it because your homies liked it. You did what was cool. You did what was normal, but you didn't do what was you. So now you pick a chick or you pick a dude that's doing the same things. And then you grow and you might not like those same things, but they're not just saying that you didn't change. Really, you didn't change, you just allowed yourself to be you. But now you're married, so what you gonna do now? But if you take your time and wait until you find yourself out and then do this stuff, you be all right. You be better off.
Marry, you just cheat.
Oh, no, man. Nah.
It ain't the answer. Y'all gotta correct me now. Y'all know I don't know no better. Get me right.
No. Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you can say the situation, you know what I'm saying? Because if respect is there, the relationship always have a chance if the respect is there. So, you know what I'm saying, don't do that. And then if you find out through trying to work between one another that, you know what I'm saying, y'all are not able to be a union, y'all can separate without, you know what I'm saying, doing that.
Doing some cheating.
But the cheating
Yeah. You can get divorced and you can do whatever you want to do then, you know what I'm saying? But ain't no need to give them scars because you made a mistake and got married too fast.
Infidelity.
Love them though.
But you want me to tell you something, Terrell? I'm be completely honest with you. And I ain't saying this to nobody else. I don't care what nobody think because I am who I am. If Terrevus cheat on me, I ain't leaving him.
Oh, I thought you were finna say some other shit.
Hey, hold on.
I got scared.
Don't
Don't
say that on here.
Hell no, we need that. That's some
No,
true.
I'm being honest because a lot of women be like, if that nigga and can I say nigga?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell
If
yeah.
that nigga and all of that, I'm not leaving my husband. I'm not finna give you somebody that I've been sitting up here raising myself. I'm not doing it. As long as he's still doing what he's supposed to do, taking care of these bills and helping me raise these children. I'm pray about that shit, but I ain't leaving him. And he been, I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Don't get no baby doing it. Right. And I'm not going to cheat because I just don't desire
That's just not
that.
you.
Nah, that's not me. And you bet not, but I ain't giving you the
I'm going to turn my
freeway.
social media off. Them DMs and be popping now.
Yeah. I wish they would. I'm just being honest. I ain't leaving my husband cheat. Nah, we going to make it.
So
What I'm doing, giving you somebody. You know, sometimes we can raise these men, then we raise them for other women.
Yeah.
No, we ain't doing it. Sorry.
I ain't gonna lie. A lot of women will try to, talk shit to you about
Yeah,
that, but I
they
respect
gonna-
it. I respect that, especially the perspective that you came from. You spend all this time pouring into this person. Why I'm gonna give him up for somebody else? To
That's right.
and
9 times 10, the next dude you gonna do the same thing and
the
worse.
same thing. Yeah.
It's vice versa. I know a lot of men that done went through, their wives or girlfriends and cheated on them, and they stuck with them, and they doing better now. Like, it's just you know what your threshold is. You know what you can and can't take.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I had I had a conversation with the mother of my child once in regards to that. Just like if you were to ever cheat, like would I leave or whatever? Of course you got to put on the show. Like hell no, but then you think like I'm kind of like that. You said what a lot of people, man or woman, be thinking like, damn man, I just wish you hadn't done that. Like everybody try to act like they so tough and I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna do. That's not true. Like you, especially if you've been with somebody and you put that time in, you gonna wanna, keep them around and everything.
That's right. I mean, we be boyfriend and girlfriend and get cheated on, but then we get married, our husband can't cheat on us. Never mind. I ain't condoning it, though. Don't think
I
I'm
get what you're
bragging.
saying.
I got it.
But I'm just
I get what you're
saying.
saying. I get what you're saying. Cause other women be acting like they ain't going, or they wouldn't take that, and they do.
Yeah. Hell, they be waiting on you to break up with them so they can kill them. Don't. That's why I said don't put your friends in your business.
Yeah.
Shit, they might
I'ma
want
be
what
the one.
you get. Yeah.
You wanna be the one. And the thing is though, what you didn't say that, yeah, go cheat. You said, I don't condone it. I don't fuck with it. And if it does happen, it's gonna be some shit. It's gonna have to be something that's handled accordingly. We're gonna have to figure this out and work. You just said, I'm sticking by my man.
I sure am.
Shit.
It's gonna be some backlash from it though.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be peaches and fucking
Man,
green.
You ain't just gonna be able
buy
to
cars,
sleep.
man, like going to debt, like that rain rolling. We ain't gonna talk about it.
They do it every day.
Like I'm telling you.
So when y'all see these men with their wives driving nice cars, y'all know what
You
happened.
know why?
You know what happened.
Motherfucker's a cheater.
Nigga seeking forgiveness.
Yeah. You saw what Kobe did? He bought that $4 million ring that time.
For real, nah, cause people, men can say what they want. When you find a good woman, you truly do find a good thing, though. When you find a good woman. And speaking of that, we just had a guy named Luck on the episode. On his last episode we just dropped, he said, we dropped a clip too. He was like, talking about from the Bible, Solomon. Y'all seen the clip? Where
I saw them debates on that.
yeah. It was like 100 and some comments
Yeah,
on it.
it's a lot.
Yeah, but Solomon was like, he said Solomon was the one from the Bible that said when you find a wife, you find a good thing or whatever. And he said, of course, he would say that he had 400 of them. Anybody with 400 or anything would say if you find one that's a good thing or whatever. What do y'all think about that?
Hey, go Solomon.
Right? Solomon was tough.
You smiling too hard up in here.
400?
So he want 300, 399.
Every time he see each one of them, man, it's like he ain't never seen it. He ain't seen him in a minute. He's like, baby, I miss you. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
It's been a year.
Yeah, she well taken care of, man. He was like the wisest man. So with wisdom comes wealth. So they were taken care of.
Yeah.
And when he seen them with fresh energy every time. They remember why they with him.
See, I didn't feel like that.
You feel like that?
No, because I think like we read too deep up in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It says he who finds a wife, right? Okay, Solomon said that. Okay, he had all these wives, but I don't think we supposed to look at the fact that he had so many wives. And to be honest with you guys, it says he who finds a wife, right?
A wife.
Women, he who finds a wife. Women are out here finding husbands. So I think that he's trying, in my crazy brain, I feel like he's saying, like, women, we are valuable. Like, let him find you. Yeah. You will receive favor from the Lord when he finds you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe, like, he was saying, because he got 400 wives. I mean, I understand where the brother was coming from. He was trying to make it seem good to y'all. But me being a woman, heck no.
I think he was just, he was using that scripture because he know a lot of women that try to use the Bible to like bait men into like commitment.
right.
He was like, well, we gotta be careful with that because
right.
you know, dude had 400 wives. Of course, a person with 400 anything gonna say, you know, say that. You
But
know,
also some of his wives led him straight too, though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, you gotta take the good with the bad with this
Now you
situation.
changing your mind. You just up here like,
I saw the whole piece. I celebrated that piece, and now I'm talking about this piece. You know what I'm saying? I saw all of it, the good and the bad too. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at something the other day. It was talking about polygamy. You know what I'm saying? How I can save our race, this, that, and this, because you know what I'm saying? Because how the nature of the black man is and all that. And I understood where it's coming from, but can you handle that?
Yeah, that's the part.
yeah, I don't,
Like, can you handle that? You
I
know
don't
what I'm
think-
saying?
I don't think I could. Even if I was rich, I don't think I can deal with more than like.
But you got to be rich in more than finance. You got to be rich in, you know what I'm saying,
Exactly.
personality.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if one woman is exhausting you, bro, player, don't even try. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to make the cut.
I'd be done for.
Me too.
Yeah.
Can't deal with this shit.
so y'all can get a woman that can't control a bell. She gonna make you not want enough.
Listen.
I come home, this motherfucker, I had a long day at work, this motherfucker mad. And now she fucking up my vibe. Now, what if you come home to 6 of them? All of them got an attitude. I can't deal with that shit.
Man, every day.
Y'all argue with each other till I get home. Whatever mad y'all mad about, y'all fix that before I get there.
Oh no, Sko over here mad one day because he can't get no tail. The other one might get him so.
Yeah.
That's your problem, Scott.
See, that's a pro in it. That's a
It
pro.
might be what's in you, Scott.
Nah, I don't think I can handle it, bro. Like, nah, that's tough.
You talked about the book, The Way of the Superior Man.
Yeah.
I think the whole theme of that book is because I want to get back to that and talk about that because that's an important book, especially for people.
Oh, man,
in
righteous.
relationships.
Yeah.
I think the whole or one of the bigger themes in the book is just allowing yourself to, whether you got masculine or feminine energy, allowing that energy to be your energy as opposed to trying to step over into the other spaces. I think that's a common thing, and people get it misconstrued in regards to masculine and feminine energy. They think that some women have masculine energy, and that's all they exhibit is masculine energy. And some men have feminine energy. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that how do y'all, first, what's the dynamic of y'all relationship, and also how would y'all feel about a woman having masculine energy?
See, me, you know what I'm saying, I grew up on the old school philosophy, so I couldn't get down with a woman with masculine energy.
Right.
Because, like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's not bad either, though. That's not bad at
no.
all. Somebody try to make it seem like that's bad for you saying that, too.
No, it's just because, like, when she gives that masculine energy off, you know what I'm saying, my inner core is going to be like, oh, we got an opponent.
Yeah.
So we ain't going to see eye to eye on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you try to come against me. But with feminine energy, you know what I'm saying, it's easier to deal with because it's not too hard things going against each other. But, you know what I'm saying, y'all done seen, like, we done seen in TV shows, like, remember Rugrats? I mean, you had the, you know what I'm saying, stud type chick, you know what I'm saying, and then she had.
Real mama. Was it feeling?
Yeah. But then her husband was, you know what I'm saying, so feminine, like, not in a flamboyant type way, but he was just, you know what I'm saying, real sensitive. And it worked for him. And it's like that in real lives. If y'all look in y'all family history or just look at people y'all know, you see people like that and it works.
Go in his gal.
Yeah.
You got me so fucked up.
What's go? Come on, son. So I'm lying. Let's go.
Yes.
Bro, she bully you, bro. What?
I let her think she bullied me, bro.
That shit crazy.
Sometimes you gotta let women think they in control so shit can be
What you
peaceful.
think about that, Terrevus?
Hey.
Hell no, right?
No.
He grew up on a traditional
Yeah,
system.
but you know what I'm saying? It's also OG, just saving name, once told me, yeah, she feel like she got, you know what I'm saying, the right of reign and everything. I let her walk around like she got everything in control. But when I put my foot down, all that stops. So, you know what I'm saying? He give her that hallucination of, like, you know what I'm saying, she does what she want to do, but he got her in this field right here. All right, this ain't going to harm nothing right here. Do what you want to do. But when you got this line, all right, now I'm finna be, you know what I'm saying, I'm finna be the man now.
I think it's a little different for Skull. I think when he put his, I think from what I've seen, just from what I was there, I think when he put his foot down, motherfucker step on his toe and be like, "What's wrong with you stomping, nigga?" That's what I seen.
Nah, you got me fucked up. Like, when it's time for me to speak, I'm gonna be heard. Goddamn it. Like,
But Terrio, don't you think like because you know Terrevus said he grew up under that old principle or whatever. Don't you think that goes back to how you, like, if you come from a 2-family household and then a single family household, because you see your mama, like my mama, she was a go-getter. I mean, she made things happen. Y'all, we were poor. We didn't even know we were poor because we were loved so much. But like, I think, like, you know, she's the strong black woman. I think that it goes back to how you're raised too, your level of masculinity.
Yeah.
You know, because I had, man, it was hard for me to listen to Terrevus. I'm like, man, I got my job, I make my own money, but you know, it's because of how I was raised.
I think it's important for both the man and woman to know when to use like certain energy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know when to use like a lot of masculine energy with my girl, and you know, I know when to use feminine energy. You know, so I think that's very important.
But also to your point, you was raised in a space of like, you got that example of a strong black woman, and you was raised in that space. That's the way you know to operate in life. And I think it just all goes back to what we just talked about earlier, which is knowing your partner. For him to identify and understand, like, I know where she come from and her circumstances and everything like that. We just got to figure this out and make it work. But I respect that, you know, that's where you came from. That's a space that you grew up in. I respect women like that because that's what I had to see growing up. So I understand. I think it's just important for the woman to just see, like, hey, you know, this man right here, I don't have to do this anymore. Because I'm pretty sure that's unnatural for you, right? To all the time just going, putting out that masculine energy. You just don't like it. You just like, man, like, I just want to sometimes just go get my nails done and just be creative and so on and so forth. The moment that you can find that man that can give you that energy, I think this is just you got to recognize that, trust him, and just say, all right, you know. I know that because that's what I went through, you know, with the woman that I'm with. Like, just her having to identify, like, hey, I got this. You good. Trust me. So I respect that, though. I respect that, too, because I seen my mama do that.
Yeah, I think a woman that's not naturally masculine carrying the energy, it creates a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Me, I don't worry about nothing. Like, when I'm worried, that means they didn't hit the fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, something really going on. Her, she feel like that she got to have control, and then, you know what I'm saying, when she don't understand what's going on, she get all frantic and everything, and then it comes, you know what I'm saying, slippery slope. Everything start going down. But, you know what I'm saying, the day that she learns to heed more to her feminine essence and, like, you know what I'm saying, realize that, hey, I ain't got to trip so hard, you know what I'm saying, I ain't by myself, you know what I'm saying, I can figure it out, see how bad it really is, you know what I'm saying, not just the marriage get better, but, you know what I'm saying, life on her own term as an individual will get better.
Yeah, I had to learn that. Why you trying to give an example?
Please don't hit him on the. Matter of fact, smack the shit out of him.
I'm about to.
I be on chill. She be like, you know what I'm saying? All this finna happen. Like, man, it's cool, man. It is cool.
Now, like, I came from, like I said, a single parent, right? I had my little brother, and I was taking, like...
Bad as hell.
Yeah, bad as hell. But I love him, though. And, like, I had to help my mama raise him. And so, like, yeah, I be worried about him and stuff. And Terrevus was like, man, Adijas, he grown. You gotta, you know, chill. But it's hard, y'all.
Like your son, too, kind of.
Yeah, he is. That's my baby. Yeah, he loved me. He told my mama one weekend, he was like, Mama, ain't no woman in the world I love as much as my sister. She said, what about me? He said, much as my sister. That's my baby. Sorry.
Nah, that's him too, though.
Yeah,
That's
my
him.
baby.
And he'll get into some shit.
Yeah.
I fuck with him, though. We've been good friends for a while now. You know, he kind of influenced a lot of us to go to the military, too. Me and Sean and all of us. Like, I've been knowing Ilya now for a while. But yeah,
So you went to the military?
Yeah, I went to the military. I was in 9 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let me ask you this: how did the military change how you feel? Like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, your whole outlook on life and marriage and all that, just relations with people. Period. Because it's a whole different world.
Yeah. A whole different world with a whole different set of rules and everything.
Yeah, everything different.
So it helped me in so many different ways. We could start a whole nother podcast just talking about that one, but to give you the you know, the real, like, truth about it is that it helped me see the value of family. That's one. Because it wasn't until the moments when I realized that death was forever present. like I could really die. You know what I mean? That's one thing, but it also helped me mature. It helped me realize that sometimes when a person's speaking to you, it's not about. I think we go into these situations with people with these preconceived notions about, oh, this person is this way or this person is that way, and we look at them and say, oh, he a racist, or oh, that person don't like me or whatever, just off something else. It could be he just had a bad day or whatever going on. You learn to eliminate those preconceived notions, and it also let me know the world was bigger than just Bollywood too, or bigger than me, you know. So yeah, it's so many layers to it. How the military it made me disciplined, made me stronger mentally. That's what I needed. I was very unstable as a child, very emotional because I was in a house full of emotional energy, you know. And my mama she kind of forced me, not forced, I guess it was just by default. I had to step into the role of not the man of the house, because there's no way a child can be the man of the house.
Right.
But I had to step into a monarchy type of patriarch type of situation, to where if she's the mother, then essentially I would have to be the father, not in no sexual way, of course, but just in regards to the dynamic to the house.
It
was
was
just
just
y'all,
a man program. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So in every home, it has to be a man and a woman, but you're forcing me to be a man in this moment. And because of it, I didn't know how to be a man, because I didn't see a lot of men that know how to be a man like that. Nobody really interacted with me that closely. Right. So how to be an adult is what I tried to figure out. And I learned how to be an adult from my mama. And in turn, I started making emotional decisions as I got older and stuff like that.
It's dangerous for a man.
It is when you're strong, especially somebody. What? Yeah. Who you telling? There's a lot of motherfuckers know out here who know that ain't good. Mm-hmm. They wish my daddy was there raising me, because when they got all this wild ass energy and didn't know how to contain it, because it's just like, you know, you strong, you know, men especially when you're intelligent, you got a different view of the world. You well read. It's all bad for folks. It's dangerous.
Yeah. My dad used to tell me all the time. He's like, you know what I'm saying, son, you know the difference between a man that's free and a man that's in prison. I said, I don't know, Dad, what is? He was like, shoot, control your emotions. Everybody in prison, you know what I'm saying, they sent themselves to prison. It's because, you know what I'm saying, they couldn't control their emotions. Whether they selling dope, whether they, you know what I'm saying, kill somebody, anything. They had,
That little shit like that, them little micro moments right there, when a man is able to tell you something like that. An old man, an OG. You can ask Roscoe. I love my OGs. Any OG, I don't care. It was an OG in the gym. Roscoe thought I was finna go crazy on him. He told us hurry up on the weight, John. I was like, yeah, OG.
I already jumped.
Right.
I'm like, damn.
You know, I was like, yeah, you right. Like, I respect the OG, because that moment right there, I cherish them moments that I can get with a man, you know, because I lacked that as a young one, but you gotta be careful with that too, because shit, you know, motherfuckers ain't always in this for the good. But I cherish the moments when I'm able to get that type of game from OG. That little moment right there, bro, that you had with your dad, it probably saved your life.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think, you know what I'm saying, because I'm his son, he know what kind of energy I was be dealing with when I'm growing up. Because it's a lot, like, you know what I'm saying,
The boy do something.
Like, my emotion to latch on to is more of aggression and anger. I don't know, because I was so small when I was a kid, but you know what I'm saying, anger would be the emotion that I lashed out to, you know what I'm saying. That's the one that make me feel more in control. Had he not told me that, and had I not had that same kind of system, man, ain't no telling where I've been.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you would have been able to understand it.
Yeah, I've been mad, and like, this what we finna do. Yeah. I'm mad, and that's why we're gonna do it. And it's rap.
Long-term decision, the temporary decision for long-term results.
Right.
I try to put myself in a certain mind space. Like, what would I be if my pops wasn't there? Like, shoot, no telling what I'd be doing.
Stripper. That's what I think it would have been. That's just my opinion, though, Scott. And you can't attack me for my opinion.
Wouldn't that be Roscoe Dash?
So I wouldn't be out here robbing niggas. I'll be a stripper.
Stripper.
That shit crazy.
Shout out to Big Scope. He been keeping niggas from being strippers. Yeah, no. What advice would you give to somebody that's moving in that direction of marriage? What advice would y'all give for them?
Be honest with yourself. Like, if you're getting ready to get married, be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Look at the flags. You know what I'm saying? Dive into yourself and be like, can I handle the worst of the worst? Because when you think about that, like, it can get, and it probably is going to get worse than what you think it can. So can you handle the worst of the worst, you know what I'm saying, during that time you thinking, not while you feeling, oh, I'm in love. Just a clear time thinking about yourself. And then if you be honest with yourself, either you gonna be like, nah, I can't do it. Or you decide, yeah, I can do it. And then when you do it, you can just push forward knowing that you made that decision. So when a hard time comes, you're like, I made the decision. I said I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you already analyzed why it was the right moment, this is the right person, and that's why I'm doing it. Like, don't ever let somebody tell you to get married. Don't ever let nobody tell you not to get married. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that it's okay with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about the chick or the man that you're finna marry. Make sure it's okay with you. If you're all right on your end, you can be the best partner that you can be.
Right.
Because you can't control what your spouse does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To get that out your head, that, you know what I'm saying? Are we gonna make sure? We gonna make sure? Like, nah, you make sure. That way you can make the best, you know what I'm saying, decision. And then when you go on your marriage, you can give the best energy to have the best outcome.
Well, with me, what I would say is I'm very transparent. I was married before Terrevus. And I was in a relationship because, like I said, I was looking for a father. We ended up having a child together. And I was like, I don't want my child to have to go through what I did. So he had already asked me to marry him, but I kind of pushed it. Because I was like, I don't want to keep living out of wedlock. And I was at Free Hardeman. And, man, they made me wear like a scarlet elf for fornication on my head. Damn. They wouldn't even let me do the teacher education program. I had to switch my major on my senior year because I was pregnant out of wedlock. But that's another story. But so I got married to someone that I knew didn't treat me right when I was their girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And I promise y'all, it was like 3 days later after we got married, I said, Lord, what have I done? So I called my cousin. I was like, I shouldn't have married him. And she was like, well, you can get an annulment. And I was shamed. And I was worried about what everybody else was going to say about me. But the biggest thing I can say is you have to be true to you. When I married Terrevus, people were like, girl, you don't want to marry Terrevus. Terrevus a mama boy. Oh, really? People was telling me stuff like that. But in my heart, I knew, like, that's the kind of man I want. That's the kind of man I want that have children with. I want to grow with him. Y'all, I was going through, this boy would come over and pray with me. He wasn't even trying to get no coochie. I put the coochie on him. Let's just be honest. He would come over and pray and stuff.
Well, I tell y'all, when you ain't trying to get it, what happens?
You get it. No, he really was trying to get it. That's the plan.
So, yeah, like, be real with yourself. Like, if there's somebody that you really can see yourself with, don't look at what everybody else expects of you, but what do you want? And if y'all ain't doing good as boyfriend and girlfriend and you got all these signs, marriage don't change them. They don't. I mean, I stayed married to that joker for 4 years and he cheated over 20-some women. So marriage don't change people. So you really have to, like, that's really what you want. And I would also say counseling. I'm not just saying it because I'm a counselor now, but I'm saying counseling because sometimes there are things that's going on with you that you don't know. You have it tucked down deep inside. And when you go to counseling, it's like you letting them out. I read this book. It says you have to connect the dots. No, you have to collect the dots. Once you collect the dots, you connect the dots, and then you correct the dots. And that's what I've been doing in my life. Like, I had child molestation and all kinds of things going on with me as a kid, and I didn't really understand that it was going into my marriage, and it was affecting my husband. Like, when we got married, Carly Brooke came and got in the bed with us, and I woke up out my sleep smelling his fingers, just making sure he hadn't hurt my baby. Like, it's so much you have to really, really take in consideration. Make sure you collect them dots. What's going on in your past? What has happened? Because you don't want to bring stuff into this relationship, and it can, you want it to flourish, you guys. But yeah, you just really gotta. It's like taking a wave. Like, I'm a wage, like, I'm about to bet on this. Yeah. What I'm going to put in. I'm putting in my life savings, you know. But, marrying him has been, like, the best decision that I've made. we ain't always been we ain't always been on the right, on the straight road. We done had hills and bumps and all of that. But at the end of the day, this is my best friend. When something go on, I want to call and tell Terrevus. You know? Yeah, that's how I feel.
That's your partner.
Yeah, and people like, y'all so corny together. Oh, well, we corny together.
But what is corny, though?
Right.
I'm happy.
People say,
I'm happy.
Like, where we from, people say stuff is corny because that you're not doing everything everybody else doing. I'm not being corny, man. I'm being me.
I'm happy.
Yeah. But good luck with everybody that's out there trying to get married. But, man, y'all ain't doing good. And his boyfriend and girlfriend, that's some flags. Y'all better go to counseling.
Because ain't nothing like, you know what I'm saying, you take an animal, and the animal is ferocious, and you put him in a cage, what he gonna do? Be even more ferocious. And then what marriage represents to a person is really not ready to get married, a cage. So that's when the violence start coming. That's when all these other little, like, you know what I'm saying, you might see somebody do a little cheating on the side before they get married. But then when they get married, they're like, God dang, bro, it's book wild. He done had 5 babies on his mud and everything. Why? Because he feel like he in the cage and he got to, you know what I'm saying, break out by any means.
Yeah.
What advice would y'all give to y'all younger selves? 18, 19 year y'all.
18.
Don't be studying on niggas, girl. Get out there and get that money. No, for real. Man, when I was telling Terrevus this one day, I was like, one of the things I wish people would have told me was, if you have a vision, put in that work and let it manifest. There's so many things that that I wanted to do that I never got to do. And now it's like, we make excuses like, I got kids, I got this. You know what I'm saying?
That was just me in the kitchen.
Really?
You remember I was just talking to you, I was saying, I got a kid, I can't go to school.
Yeah, but my younger self, I would tell myself, man, go get it, go do it. I mean, life is, I don't know. What you think?
Yeah, that's why I tell my younger self, man, do it. Anything come to your mind that, you know what I'm saying, shows the interest, do it. Because, you know, it's a lot of things that I liked when I was younger that I like, nah, I can't do it because of this and that. Because, man, the Western society is so consumed by age. So when you get 18, 19, 20, you feel like you're getting old. Like, no, you're not. So you feel like things are overpassed, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you can do the same thing that somebody probably been doing ever since they were 5. You can start now, you know what I'm saying, and be just as good in a few years. You're just going to put a lot of dedication at that time. Now, I just do everything, and I would just travel, and I would just get all of my, you know what I'm saying, all of the selfishness out of me. That way when I calm down and, you know what I'm saying, decide to have a family, I done did everything. And I ain't just talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, man, I should have hit more chicks. No, I'm talking about, like, I should have went here, should have went there, should have, you know what I'm saying, took up lessons doing this, took up lessons doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a lot of things that I like.
Right.
But I'm thinking that, you know what I'm saying, I'm too old for this, I'm too old for that, old to learn those things. Or I'm thinking, like, you know what I'm saying, I have more time than I did actually have. I end up cheating myself.
Yeah. And you just said something when you said, it's like Western society, it makes us think, it rushes us as far as our age.
Yeah.
And that's even more specifically with young black men. And I'll tell you why that I always felt like, and I said this on the episode before, I told Taurus this. When we had Taurus on, I told him, I used to always feel like I was going to die early.
Man, this is a black man curse. I always feel like that. I never seen myself being 18, 21, 22. Right. I didn't see that far.
Yeah. So it's like, but that's because whether it's on TV, whether it's with our family or with people we know, we see people our age, first of all, take on adult responsibilities so early, women and men. And then secondly, we see them have to, you know, because they took on them adult responsibilities, doing whatever they were doing, we see adult, you know, shit that's happening with this. Right. You having a kid early, you going to jail for fucking 20 years, you on to 17 or all these different things. So I think that's why, more specifically with us, we get rushed so much. But I'm with you. I always think about what I would tell my younger self. And I would probably say just like, calm down. It's okay, nigga.
Take a day at a time, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. The ride is going. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about that. The ride going. You enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
I would tell my younger self, fuck more hoes.
Okay. Amen.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And get more money.
More hoes, get more money.
You should have more than one kid then.
Still don't mean that.
Nah.
Still is a love of man.
I love being in a relationship.
Love.
I'm a relationship type of guy. But if I can go back, I just tell myself, bro, like, stop. Wouldn't half-ass shit like I did. Like I half-assed everything. Like if you know me, I was a good football player. Bro, I half-assed that shit. Like I could have been like something big if I actually put it forth the effort. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the advice I would give. Don't half-ass nothing. Do everything 100 miles per hour. That's what I would do.
I think in these just trying to navigate through this life, man. If we ain't found nothing else out on this podcast, just trying to navigate through life is extremely difficult, and the only thing to do in this space is just have resiliency, and also just continuously learn and try to learn yourself and grow.
Right.
I do want to touch into one last thing before we get up out of here with the Free Hardeman thing. I didn't know that with Free Hardeman. I knew they was like a Christian school, but I didn't know that they actually made you wear something on your head because you had like
No, you know,
Metaphor.
Oh, I was finna say I thought you had a hat walking around.
See, had I knew the story, I thought the same thing, but I knew the
What the
story.
fuck that was on?
No, you ever read the Scarlet Letter?
Yeah.
So that's why I was using a metaphor. But no, y'all, they knew I wasn't married, so they wouldn't let me do my program. And there's some more black girls from Bolivar. I know another one. She was a teacher. She couldn't finish it.
Should put a fake ring on your finger or some shit.
No, I wasn't gonna fake it. I couldn't even sit in. Like we had one of them desks. You go, you turn around in. My belly was so big. They didn't give me another chair, but this little girl over here, she had one because she was pregnant with me. Her name was Sarah Beth. They gave Sarah Beth a nice chair, but my belly, so I had to turn sideways during class.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it hurt. Y'all, I'm telling you, people can make you feel bad. You already know your situation bad. They can make you so, it was so many times I would leave Free Hardeman. I was embarrassed. My relationship was sucking. I was pregnant with Carly Brooke. I would drive down that highway, and I was like, Lord, just take me.
How did you stay strong in the moment?
You know what made me? Actually, I became kind of suicidal because I was ashamed of having a baby out of wedlock. The first time I felt my little girl kick, that gave me I was like, oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. And it's crazy. Ever since then, my children, each one of them has given me a different purpose in life. You know, like Carly Brooke, oh man, I'm not gonna get on my kids, but I just love them, baby. And like Tristan, man, I mean, I got an Addie Mae, she just like Tundra. So imagine I'm having some gray hair. Then I got Xander, and Xander is like my little preacher. Man, he's the one. He's a nurturer. When you say that, baby, he's gonna make
very
sure
caring.
He's gonna make sure mama's good.
Yeah.
You know. And then Carly Brooke, she's like a mini me, but 10 times worse. Yeah, but anyway, they just all gave me different reasons in life and different purposes. Yeah,
you strengthen the moment.
Exactly. Yeah, but my little girl helped me.
I think, man, listen, and we say this to everybody. I think y'all should start developing y'all own content or something like that too.
Yeah.
Doing something similar to this, because I can tell it's deeper than just even what we've been able to tap into for these past couple minutes. I think that'll be amazing for somebody to hear y'all talking in y'all story. You know, that's what people want to see on YouTube.
Yeah. That raw and that realness you gave us, that's what people want to hear.
That's what they want to hear. And you wasn't afraid, unashamed to say that. Like the thing with what happened to you as when you was younger, and from now to being pregnant to your first marriage, all of that. People don't want to admit that. But the fact that you're so open with that and you spoke to it so well, listen, y'all get y'all some YouTube or something like that. We'll be more than happy to post it as many times y'all need us to. And get y'all thing going. That would be amazing for other people to see. And that same shit that people try to say, oh, that's corny, that's corny. They saying that because they secretly want that for themselves. That's one thing. But also, they'll watch y'all shit faithfully because people love to see that. Like, people loving each other, especially black love. So,
Thank you.
Absolutely. Listen, we
It
appreciate
didn't go over here neither. Y'all done put me on an assignment.
Yeah, hey, listen. I want to see it. And anything we can do from an organizational standpoint, I know y'all got y'all shit together, A1 and everything, but anything we can do, because we already in this space, from an organizational standpoint, or even just like from, you know, a marketing standpoint, we'll do our best to try to help y'all out with it. Just let me know whatever we need to do. But again, man, we appreciate y'all for coming on.
Well, thank y'all for having us.
Hey man, this is the ChoppedByT Podcast, where we get real, raw, authentic conversations. Make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube. Thank you.
I'm so glad.